Hello. So, for reasons that will become apparent, this story is messy. Yes. So, this is a story of how, in my head, my junior prom date is connected to the New York City Police Department. But not for any of the reasons that you might be thinking, I'm fairly sure. My junior prom date, we'll call her Sabrina. Lovely woman, I hope she's doing well. We'll just establish this is like the ground reality that we're in together. Sabrina and I broke up shortly after the junior prom, stayed friends, kept in touch, all those lovely things. Fast forward 5 years, 6 years, I'm out of college at this point and living in scenic Rochester, New York. Clap if you've been to scenic Rochester, New York. You all enjoyed it, how wonderful. At the time, Sabrina is living in scenic New York City. I suppose clap if you've enjoyed scenic New York City. Anyway, so she invites me to her 21st birthday party. She's about to turn 21, we're on good terms, and I think to myself, oh, this will be nice. It's a fun reason to leave Rochester for New York City. Quick geography lesson, they're in the same state, but they might as well be on different sides of a continent. You can fly between these two places, and that's generally the best thing to do. You can take a train that takes about 8 hours for reasons that I don't understand, or you can drive. And so I thought to myself, great, I've just moved to scenic Rochester. I'm going to go to Sabrina's 21st birthday party in New York, see a couple friends while I'm there. It's going to be a grand time. So I called up my friend Christopher, actually his real name, and I said, Christopher, I'm coming to Sabrina's 21st birthday party and I'll stay on your couch. And he said, wonderful, my house is your house. And I said, great, I'll be showing up late Friday evening. Great, he said, I'll be up. And so I left scenic Rochester after a happy hour. It wasn't all that, there wasn't that much beer. And I was driving into just a giant end of summer rainstorm, and it took me 8 hours to drive from scenic Rochester to scenic New York City. And this is before smartphones. I had a cell phone, but it wasn't a good one. And you know, finally, Christopher said, when are you getting here? And I said, finally, like, I'm 4 blocks from your apartment. Please help me find a parking space. This is going to be a nightmare. And by this time, the rain's let up, and I've also learned that my new car doesn't have very good, windshield wipers. So it's been a very tiring drive for me, and all I want to do is spend Friday night on Christopher's couch, hang out for the day Saturday, go to Sabrina's 21st birthday party, and go back to Rochester on Sunday. Perfect little weekend trip for anybody involved. So Christopher meets me a couple blocks from his place, and he says, there's normally some parking up here on this side street. And they're like the high-numbered streets, 85, 95, whatever all that is. I don't spend a lot of time in New York, as you can tell, in Philadelphia. So he helps me find a parking space, and it's tight, but it's fine. It's fine. He gets out of the car, watches me park. Everything is great. We went back to his place and spent the night, and on Saturday, we dorked around on Saturday morning, thought to ourselves, all right, let's check on the car. We have a couple hours to kill before Sabrina's birthday party. No reason to think anything has happened to it, but you just never know. And so we walked over to where our car was in broad daylight, and there's 3 guys standing around it, not directly, around the car, but on the sidewalk. And they're just kind of looking like, And Chris and I slowly walk up, and it's actually hard to know who's attached to what car unless it's, like a NASCAR race, I guess, which this was not. And so we realize that they're, a bit in front of my car and looking at the car directly ahead of us, which has some damage to it. And so we're like, oh. And the guys say, is this your car? And I'm like, yeah. He says, look what you did to my car. And I said, I didn't do that, because I had not done that. I had not caused damage to his car. Christopher was watching me park the whole time, And he would have told me, because he's a very dear friend, if I had done that to his car. And we went back and forth, right? I'm saying, I didn't do this. He was here, he watched me park at 2 in the morning. The guys start giving me a different story. Oh, you came in at 4 o'clock in the morning, you were all drunk, you hit this car, and then you ran away. And it was just, they couldn't get their own stories straight. And so, finally, Christopher and I do a little, rendezvous on the side. I was like, I don't want to do this, but I'm going to call 911. And Christopher's like, yeah, I don't know what else to do. So I called 911, like I'm in an order of SVU or something, because my car is fine. Let's be clear. My car is totally fine. This other guy has fucked up his car somehow. And 911 is like, is there like a weapon? No, they seem pretty upset though. And they're like, well, okay, we'll send somebody, I guess. And I say, I've called the cops. You said that if I wanted to call the cops, I could go ahead and do that. So we're going to do that. And the cops showed up, and it wasn't just one cop. It was one cop and then a cop in training, which you can tell by the pinny that she was wearing, like in cop gym class, I guess. And they pull us apart, take our separate statements. You can tell that they believe me and not these guys who can't even agree on what time it was that all this took place. And the cops basically are just like, I don't know, kid, here's a ticket. Just go back to Rochester. So we went to the birthday party, and it was fine and not exactly memorable for its own reasons. And on Sunday, I drove back to Rochester and said, you know what, I'm just never going to drive to New York City again. Thank you.